Hey guys, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I can't get my microphone to work. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the fighter mindset and what really needs to happen inside the individual that's trying to become a fighter. And this is kind of for the coaches too, on how to perceive and look at the way things have been trending as far as I can tell globally in the fight community. Now, if you're wanting to become a fighter, this is a pretty serious undertaking. It's not a minor undertaking at all. It's not a sport you try like volleyball, something like that. You can go try a corporate like game, a softball or something of that nature, and there's no harm, no foul. You'll probably have fun. Tons of pickleball places around that you can do things like that, but the fighting world is something that requires a significant amount of discipline. It has a low entry level to it as well, meaning that you can do low end fights and get other opponents that aren't really seasoned in experience and kind of experience some version of that, of the combat world. But to really make it to that high level, that next rank, it has to be a significant discipline for an athlete to do well. And that is where I think we're running into some issues, and I've spoke to trainers even in Russia that are running into the same issues with the younger generation there. People seem to be looking for a shortcut, a walk around on the complexity of training. And training in itself is a grind. I've lightened it up a lot since the old days. We've learned a lot since the days of Michelle Blaylock, Babyface Ridden, Shannon Sin, Todd Meredith, guys like this, on how hard we pushed people. And we've backed it down a little bit, so we're not developing the same type of injury standard as we used to have. You can see here I'm like missing part of my bicep. These types of things, we don't need to continue to repeat these mistakes. There are ways to get these results out of people, but regardless whether it's the old way or the new way, it's going to require a significant amount of discipline from an individual athlete in order to get to that position. And it doesn't matter if you're talking your doctorate, your PhD, your degree in something, or trying to become a high-level combat athlete. There's a significant amount of dedication. And fighting seems to be one of these things that people sometimes feel that you can just do on the side. And that isn't true. Not successfully, not for most of us. The technical advancements in the sport of jiu-jitsu and sambo alone over the last 10 years is overwhelming on the amount of capabilities people have developed. I watched some Instagram sites out of Japan where I'm watching some of these Japanese kids do things I can't even understand. And I've been teaching this for 25 years. And their sophistication of flow is so incredible that it's difficult to keep up with. Now, you may not see those guys on the world athletic scale, but even on the world's top athletic scale, like the ADCCs, USA Sambo Nations tournaments, FIAS International Sambo tournaments, high-level judo, high-level wrestling, that type of sophistication absolutely exists on top of incredibly strong and capable athletes. So I need you guys that are in my organization trying to make it to that next level to really focus on some of the things that I'm about to tell you here. And I had somebody ask me, well, this has been asked me a lot. What is the number one thing that knocks people out of becoming a good fighter? And my answer is typically the same. Anything, everything, whatever, it doesn't matter. It'll take them out. If I'm telling you, what is urgent tends to override what is important, and people will drive to whatever is urgent: plans, birthday party, niece's party, car washes, it's sunny out, it's raining out, I'm gonna go for a hike, it doesn't matter. Something's gonna get in the way. My job I hate, I don't wanna do it for the rest of my life, but I'm gonna put my focus there. because urgently I need to focus on my immediate survival. So these types of things really get in the way, and there's going to have to be some level of sacrifice to make it anywhere you want. You want to go to school and you want to get a degree, you're going to have to sacrifice. There's no such thing as, yeah, you can get your degree, go ahead and do everything else at the same time. You know, if you can't make it, we'll give you the degree anyways. This kind of thing just doesn't happen, guys. So it's real important that you understand that there is a significant level of difficulty to climbing this ladder. I had one athlete tell me, there has to be an easier way. It can't be this hard. I'm going to go find it. And I have never heard anything of him since. There is no easier way. We have to get your nervous system firing at 100%, your nutrition locked down, your psychology locked down. Can you keep control of your own brain? If you can't keep control of your brain, I can't tell you the amount of athletes that came in with amazing bodies, but no control over their brain, and they never amounted to anything. I mean, physically, they were unstoppable. Mentally, absolutely everything was a roadblock to them. And I probably fall into that to some degree too. Psychology is probably the most important thing. We can make a champion that isn't a world-class weightlifter, but we can't make a champion out of somebody that just doesn't show up or is constantly in drama or trauma and out running around just doing whatever urges and impulses take over. So making sure that you're financially stable, that's a really big one. And really focusing on those goals for financial stability. I can't impress upon you enough the logistics, what that does for your logistics of movement in this sport, just to make sure that you're not overspending, you're not doing crazy things, and that you're focused with a long-term plan. So if you don't have a long-term plan, you don't sit down with the coaches and come up with a long-term plan, everything from financial to spiritual to relationship-wise to the actual sport itself, it's going to add significant complications to this if they're not in place. So I do have an expectation that individuals lift, and I provide a very good weightlifting program and access to everything you need to be a strong combat athlete available in Fusboxe centers. The issue is we don't see a lot of people using those. Not everything you do in combatives, like an NFL football camp, not everything is out on the field. They have a significant strength conditioning and rehab program. We have that as well. So what I need you guys to do is take opportunity of that. So one of the things that I'm going to start implementing a little bit more is forced weight training. So I can see you physically deny this and willfully deny developing strength and conditioning, so I know where you stand. The other thing is technical consideration. I'm not seeing any resistance for people wanting to come in and learn. So I see people willing to come in and learn. I just need more consistency out of individuals. We don't need you for 4 hours a night, but 2 hours, 3 times a week would be pretty significant, and it would reduce your travel times from doing 1 hour a night. See, just by doing that one movement alone, you can take care of your household better, have these time dedicated for a couple of hours out in training and focus 100% on that and reduce that travel time, which kills hours off of just unneeded sitting in a car. Now, while you're sitting in the car, are you listening to things that are going to help you grow and expand, or are you just listening to music? And there's nothing wrong with having times of listening to music, but growth and expansion mentally and what it takes to become a champion is very important. So you need to take some personal accountability on that and make sure that you're listening to the proper stuff. The other thing on the technical form, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu to be UFC champion. You really don't. But you do have to be a black belt in enough movements to where you are formidable and dangerous in pretty much every situation that is foreseeable, that can happen to you, and that you can be in. It's really important that I don't need you to know all the sophisticated movements of jiu-jitsu as far as you're on the ground and you're doing fancy motions like they do in jiu-jitsu tournaments. These aren't always very useful in MMA. You don't see them in MMA unless you have one guy that's really good at jiu-jitsu and one guy that comes from a place that doesn't have much of an idea about jiu-jitsu. And then you can kind of see those things work. But a lot of the basics of jiu-jitsu is all I'm asking for is, can you get to guard? Can you, if you get past, can you get back to guard? Can you sweep? Can you maintain top control? These types of things. And with Sambo, the way we're including it into the system, we're talking about the aggression and the urgency of the combat form of combat Sambo. We're looking for strikes directly to takedowns to pin controls. And from there on those pin controls, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take strike advantages and submission advantages that are available. And so we're really mixing a hybrid of these two systems. And the way they look when they're mixed really depends upon the athlete's individual nervous system and brain and how they pick up information and what really clicks for them. I'm great for things clicking for you, using that and pushing your fight career forward on things that click. But the biggest issue is that show up. You've got to show up. Now, on a secondary topic, coaches, we have a different generation of people here. We may have young fighters that are in the right age bracket to be fighters, but maybe they have kids. This really throws a monkey in the gears of that individual's ability to show up consistently due to sick kids, school issues, work issues, and you've got to be compassionate about these things. We, in time, could make it to a higher level program with that individual, and we could do it certainly faster if children weren't involved, but they are. So we want to really encourage people to be good parents, great dads, great moms, and not be neglectful of their children. This is an important part of the development process here at Fusboxe. It's really of a primary concern to me that an individual is a good parent before anything else. I love the idea of good fighters, but a good fighter that is not a good person, not a good parent, is just an online burden to people. This isn't of interest to me. The world makes a million of those, and they're not very interesting. Not to me, anyways. So the moral construct of being a good parent is pretty important. And then working with these individuals the best we can. And you individuals that are in that situation need to understand that sometimes you're asking people to work for free for you for your advantage. And you've got to be cautious of that and not take it personal if they're not able to do so, because they have lives as well. And they have scheduled out times to work with people. And if you can't make it, expecting other people to drop everything and be there for you and then blaming them if they're not is also not fair. So that's kind of what I wanted to get out today, and just get the message to you that it's a super duper important thing to get that mentality in check. If you don't have a constant mentality that is moving you like straight to where you want to go, then I need you to reach out via text and communicate with me so I can help guide you into a more clear line of thinking that's going to help you get to where you need to be. And it doesn't matter to me if it's business, if it's relationship, if it's spiritual, or if it is in fact just in the fight world. Then these techniques are all relatable to all these different categories. The secret to success is show up on time, show up on time with a plan, show up on time with a plan, and put it into action. And if you can do that, you're ahead of almost everybody in the world. Most people don't do those things. Actually, if you're looking at the fight world alone, almost nobody shows up. Think about that. How many people are legitimate combat athletes? Or how many people are in the NFL? How many people are high-level college football players? How many people are high-level racquetball players? It doesn't matter the sport that we put this into conversation, in this topical conversation into play with. There's very few people on the top of anything other than their immediate urge and survival. So whether you want to be the top of business or the top of athleticism or the top of your relationship, this is going to be the same basic techniques, and it's sometimes very difficult to do by yourself. I'm here for you. Please reach out, communicate with me. I'd love to help you through it and help you design a plan. And if you get weak and you can't stick to it, just give me a call back and let me know what you're struggling with. This also helps me address issues with other people as I learn more about what people are facing today. This is Coach Sullivan. Hope you guys have a good day.